Live.
Hey.
All
What's up,
right,
everybody?
ladies and gentlemen, we have successfully launched the very first Hack Movies reunion YouTube show. I have with me the illustrious Johnny, Hack
Yo.
Movies editor supreme and underrated Hack Movies actor. We'll get into that. We have Joshitsuo Montoya,
Hello.
Nixon himself, up in this piece.
That's right.
Colonel Kill
And the
motherfuckers.
kill. Sweetest Choate, the Black
Sweetest
Page
Choate in
in
this
person.
motherfucker. We got Devlin Wilder up in this mother.
Devlin.
He's the my favorite role, of course. Were you Terrence or Parander? You were Terrence.
Parander.
It's my favorite role, but what was your character's name again?
It's been 10 years, Katie. It's been 10 years. Okay. That's my favorite role. What else have you done in the Hack Movies universe? You're Doctor what is his name? In Nixon and Hogan Smoke Christmas. What is the doctor's name? Dr. Baumeister.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Baumeister.
Yeah, that one.
In that movie. What other roles were you? You were the punching zombie in Dead Shit, weren't you?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Satan, he was the long-haired weirdo.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
you were what was his name? Steve-O McQueenie.
Yeah. Right.
And then, of course, I mean, you can't deny. Okay, so I've been telling people behind the scenes, yeah, I'm going to do a Hack Movies reunion show on YouTube. And the only thing anybody asked, the only thing anybody has asked me is that Katie girl going to be there? Yeah, but is that Katie girl going to be there? I don't know why everybody.
I think I got some rhubarb in my mouth right now. Hold on.
I don't know why everybody loves you so much, because you've been a pain in my ass for 15 years. But the public, the people, they love you, Katie Dearest.
Mm-hmm.
Katie Dearest, what are your most iconic Hack Movies roles?
Stop it. Well, I've done Mary Beth, which was Terrence's girlfriend.
That's a good one. That's probably your best role, I would say. Right?
That was a pretty good one.
No. You were Nancy. You were
Nancy.
Nancy, I'm coming home. That was a good one. With the hat that would.
Yeah, where you made us wear long sleeved everything in the middle of fucking summer. And then anytime we do a movie in the winter, we were all wearing fucking spaghetti straps and shit.
and hats that don't fit.
That's when my brain piece got ripped off.
It did. And that's a great scene. And Josh up there playing, Josh Itsuo Montoya up there playing Colonel Kill was gnawing on that brain. Do you guys remember we had to shoot that twice? You remember I taped over it?
Which one?
The brain piece scene. You remember I taped over it? I was like, "Oh my god, you guys! I taped over the footage of Katie's death. We got to shoot it again." We actually shot that out there twice, and then like idiots, instead of just like filming it locally at my house, like by a tree at my house, we went back to the exact same spot.
Out 2 hours away.
45 minutes away. We went back to the same tree.
I was exaggerating for dramatic effect, but you ruined it.
And all you can see is a tree. The background is
my
one
springs
tree.
are real in that movie, because when you're peeling off that fucking fake scalp, the blood is actually going into my eye and pooling there, and it was fucking burning.
Listen, you guys, through the magic of technology, we're going to revisit that scene right now. Are you guys ready?
Oh God.
Yeah, let's do that.
Hang on, I gotta go to share screen. I gotta go to share screen again, and then it asks me what tab I want to open. I want to open the Colonel Kill trailer tab, and I want to share that. And hang on. All right, let me see. Okay, so yeah, we're all still here. You guys see? Can you guys see the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. We're all gonna revisit Katie's death scene because I know it's in the trailer. So let's watch. Let's watch the Colonel Kill trailer together, fellas. Here we go.
That was Timo's little town, where that store was.
Millstadt, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I remember that. Oh boy.
This is Andrew's house, his old apartment. Oh,
Weren't we shooting there? Didn't somebody have like a fire, like right across the street?
Hang on.
DWB.
hang on. What? But what about a fire?
I think I remember when we were shooting outside of Andrew's apartment, like across the street, somebody was having like a fire.
Oh
like,
yeah.
running out like the
I gotta
whole
check my
kitchen was on
lasagna.
fire. I remember that.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
remember
remember
that.
that.
They were cooking in their stove and they had a grease fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had to stop filming because
There were
the ambulance
plumes
and
of
the fire
smoke coming.
department
Oh
came
yeah.
by.
Listen, you guys, I'm the director of this movie, and I don't remember that at all.
That whole shoot was.
Hang on,
nuts.
we gotta back up a second. Right? Hang on, what are we doing here? Wait, what are we doing here? We need to go back.
That's when we found the first dead body, I believe. And
Fresh
no,
ass
the
chain
weird
whips.
hobo guy showed up.
Listen, we gotta go back. Here we go.
Oh,
Our first casualty, our first fallen soldier.
Dude,
David Wayne Black, DWB, Doob for short. He was a
Good old
workhorse.
dude.
He was a workhorse. We worked him. We poked his eyes out in dead shit. And I don't know how many of you guys have looked through. Here, I need to go back to me for a second.
turn this channel.
I don't know how many of you guys have had a chance to look at the second issue of Dead Shit, the comic book, which is for sale right now on Indiegogo. The link in the description. But I did an homage to DWB. There he is.
Oh, that's so cool, man.
There's DWB, and there's the eye poke.
Nice.
There's the big man himself. He got a cameo in there. We'll talk about Nick in a little bit here. But right now, this is DW. We're going to talk about DWB for a second. We haven't had an opportunity to get together, everyone together since we lost our friends, and so I think probably the person here that was closest to DWB was Devlin. Do you want to? What was your favorite Hack Movies memory with DWB? Because he loved acting and he loved being in the Hack Movies.
He really did.
We put him through
He
the
really
ringer. We did.
Yeah.
Put his eyes out in Dead Shit. He got to do this part in Colonel Kill, which wasn't a big part. But then
Yeah, but he talked about doing stiff jobs a lot. He really enjoyed playing a hitman and just going hog wild. He had a lot of good things to say about that shoot, and he really just, I mean, he's the one that brought me in. I wouldn't be part of the Hack fold without Doob. So
yeah, you guys came as extras.
Yeah. He said, "Come out and be a zombie, man." I was like, "Yeah, cool, all right." So I did, and then the rest is history. I miss him a lot.
Yeah, he was a good guy, a good friend.
He really was.
Passionate actor and writer, and and this is
wrote 2 novels.
He did.
Yep.
What was the first one called? Zero Main Street.
Zero Main Street. Yep. I should remember the title of the other one. It's escaping me at the moment, but yeah, phenomenal writer.
Yep. Good dude.
Yeah.
Lost him way too soon, and I do have some more stuff that I plan on doing comic book wise in the future that will pay homage to our fallen brothers, and that's a lot of the reason that I got into the comic book was because we had lost so many. We lost a couple of big guys that were a part of it, and it affected me a lot. And I felt bad that I kind of put an abrupt end to the movies. And did we lose Josh Itsuo? I think he had a hard out. He's kind of working right now, so he might be back. He might be back in a minute. He might not. That's okay. We had him for a bit. Nope, he's back. He's back. I thought you had your work to do, Montoya.
No. I just I was trying to play with the screen, see what all I can see on here, but it
Yeah.
kind of shut it all down. So.
Throw yourself out.
Yep.
You found out you could throw yourself out.
Yeah, I found that out.
I don't know what I was.
Do that.
I don't know what I was rambling about, man. I just, I started making these comics as an homage to our fallen brothers because I felt bad for quitting the movies and not giving us all an opportunity to do more work together. This is the best I can do right now. And anyway, I wanted to stop and say a couple words about Doob here. Katie, are you still with us? Katie muted.
Uh-oh.
Okay, she muted her mic and so
Yeah, I'm still here. Sorry.
Okay. No, well, the whole reason we're watching this trailer is to get your reaction to your death scene. So we're gonna go.
Okay.
We're gonna finish this up here.
My camera's the wrong way. I don't know how to put it back on me.
That hat didn't fit you at all.
Okay. No, it didn't. It was barely perched on my head. I got a big old dome. This thing's like monster sized.
What's the name of this movie?
There it is.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Do you see? Did you see my eye right there, though? Like you can see the blood pooling in it. Like, look, you see that?
Oh,
It hurts so bad.
Right in your eyeball.
And Kevin's like, keep screaming. He's got to lick it. Just keep screaming. I'm like, fine.
Now keep in mind, I made us drive 45 minutes to a tree, to reshoot this. What is behind us? Nothing. Nothing. Why did I make us drive all the way back out? We could have shot that anywhere.
Continuity.
Yeah, we could have.
Yeah, I was real concerned about that continuity. Anyway, let's finish up this trailer.
Go.
That was a great kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, that did end up looking real good. Slowly peeling off her skin off her head there. Looks really good.
We came up with some pretty good looking things for being zero budget.
Oh,
I would
PJ,
say,
PJ
especially
was a
kill wise.
godsend.
Didn't Doob really get hurt on that scene when he got hit with the lollipop?
Yeah, but how big can I make my troll ninja's dick?
Yeah, I think this is probably still my favorite trailer out of all the trailers.
Yeah,
Personally.
agreed.
It's just nonstop obscenity.
Yeah. And just Colonel Kill motherfuckers over. Colonel Kill motherfuckers. Colonel Kill motherfuckers.
Well, this is an opportunity here. This is a funny opportunity. This is something that I think that I've always thought was funny because we'll do something like that, and then Johnny will be like, actually that was my idea. I want to throw him credit where credit's due. Do you remember, Johnny, when I was tearing my non-existent hair out, going like, I don't know, bro. I just don't know what to do for this trailer, man. I don't know what to do. And you suggested we do that old crappy Grindhouse style where we just do the name over and over and over again. And since it was such a memorable name of a movie, it worked perfectly. And I think, you and I, did we work on every single trailer together, or did we only work on a few?
I don't think it was every single one. I know I didn't do like Dream Reaper, but Colonel Kill, because I think Dead Shit we worked on, Colonel Kill, and then I know for sure Cockhammer. I think it might have been all. I think by the time you did Christmas and Satan, I was already done. I was already in Chicago and everything, and I wasn't able to edit those. But yeah,
no, I know we worked on the Smoke Christmas trailer together. No,
okay.
and I know we worked on we didn't do a Meet Satan trailer, but you were there for the editing of that movie.
Okay. Yeah, I don't particularly remember that.
We would schedule the shoots around your visits.
Okay. For the editing, maybe. Because I wasn't there for all the shooting.
That's what I mean. Like remember for Smoke Christmas, I had a assembly cut done, and I showed it to you, and then it was your job to tighten it up and then add the sound design.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll never forget. I show you that movie. I'm so proud of it. Josh can attest to this. We barely even remembered shooting the most of the scenes in Smoke Christmas because we shot it so fast, and there was so much. We did like 16-hour days with tons of dialogue, and couldn't even remember half of the scenes that we shot. You remember that, Josh?
Yeah, there's definitely one scene at the end right now where I'm reading through that spell book, and I don't remember filming that at all.
So I'm so proud of that movie at this point. We've done my greatest dream is to make a movie where the climax everybody's monsters, and we've managed to do this scene where everybody in this movie ends up being monsters, all fighting each other at the end, including Nixon and Hogan. And I get the assembly cut, and we shot the movie faster than we shot anything. The shooting was smooth. I don't think we reshot a single scene in it. Everything was just perfect on the movie. I put the assembly cut together. I'm like, Johnny, come on down. Let's get this movie cut. I got an assembly cut for you. And I show it to him. I'm like, what do you think? And he's like, it's fine. And I'm like, what do you mean it's fine? This movie's awesome. And he's like, I mean, it's fine. And he did a great job of cutting it down. Johnny and I would always I've talked about this a million times, but Johnny and I would always battle when it came to cutting things. He would tell me, we need to lose this. It's too because for a guy that made movies that was nothing but dialogue, Johnny would tell me that's too much dialogue, and I'd be like, well, that's all there is. Oh, we have to keep this and that, and we would battle and battle and battle. And Johnny, you can attest to this. My perception and my memory of our editing partnership was by the time we got to that part, by the time we got to the end, I just trusted you so much that I just let you cut the movie the way you like. I would put the assembly cut together. I tell you, this is the footage you have to work with. Don't argue with me about what's here, but with what's here, you can do anything you want. Do you remember it being that way?
Yeah, definitely near the end, because, and I think it worked well because, you were coming from someone who wrote it, who shot it, who acted in it. Like there was a lot more attachment to all the footage, every single bit of it. And especially by the time I was in Chicago and I would come back down, like I was literally just watching it as footage.
Yeah,
and
so
I was
removed,
able
to removed from it.
And I liked being able to have that. Like it actually made me more connected to the actual finished product because of that. So I was able to really say, like, this is the best way to present your work. I think I would do the cut, but then you would go back in and add a few more things that I had cut out. And I think usually like having it done that way is what would make it the best finished product. Was like, I would trim it down almost too far sometimes. And then you're like, well, let's just add this. And then that would pretty much be the best way to balance it.
Since I don't know why we're talking about things out of order, but I never intended this to have any format or any order. This is just a bunch of friends hanging out for the first time, everybody being able to talk to each other. But I want to, since we're talking about Smoke Christmas, I want to go ahead and play that trailer and get everybody's thoughts on that as we kind of trudge forward through this weirdness. Let me get this.
You want to see my lasagna first?
You want to see my vagina?
Yeah, my vagina. That one's never been
That's
out there.
Saucy and cheesy, just like I expected.
That's a beautiful lasagna.
I know. Oh wait, I thought you said vagina.
Are you guys ready?
Fine.
It's fine. Johnny says it's fine.
I thought you said you made a vagina.
All right, you guys ready?
Sure.
Here we go. Back it up.
Back it up.
Yeah, I really wish I would have been here for this shoot.
It was so much fun.
Yeah,
it was. Oh, Miranda.
Ow. Oh.
So
Can
stupid.
you even tell he's
I love
getting an upper decker?
I love the toilet paper running gag.
That's about the scene right there that I really don't remember filming.
You don't remember filming the us sitting on the couch?
That last scene where we're sitting on the couch talking to Santa. Everything's all happy. There's parts of that I don't remember. I see it in the movie. I know we did it, but
Yeah, that was I think that was the end of a really long day too. Because we had Timo in the makeup. That means everything we did with Tim, we did that day because he was only there for one day in the makeup.
Oh my God, and we were in that makeup for so long. Like the entire day. That pig makeup, and me and him both had sinuses going on. So those pig noses were just filling up with snot the entire time.
Oh no.
So like we were literally like we had to like push up the latex underneath them a little bit so that we could like peel them up and like dump them out. Like it was like all this.
I remember that stuff was rough on you guys. Let me get rid of that again.
Well, that reminds me of the Colonel Kill makeup. I would sit there for 3 hours getting that makeup put on, and then I would shoot about 5 minutes of a scene, and I would be done for the day.
Yeah.
And what's weird is
I would just walk in the frame. Okay, cut. I'm done.
What's weird is PJ wasn't all that great. Like when PJ did Satan in Nixon Hogan Meets Satan, I felt like he had that thing done in like 2 hours, and it's a whole torso completely sprayed red and with musculature. He just did the face for Colonel Kill, right?
Yeah, that's it.
And for some reason that took so long because you had a wound. You had that wound on your head.
There was a little appliance that he made for that wound at first, but then it turned out he just started drawing it on.
He did. He's like, and PJ was so quiet, you wouldn't hear anything out. He'd be like, "Fuck this, fuck this." I'm gonna just draw it up. And I'd walk over and be like, "What's going on over here?" And he'd be like, "Nothing." And I was like, I'd see him drawing it on and just be like, "Perfect, whatever. Who gives a shit?"
I remember for Colonel Kill, I remember how popular he was at the convention. When we had, when Josh was walking around, like, just how many people were just like taking pictures, and I mean, I think that was probably one of the best convention responses that I can remember, as far as having the screening and everything.
Yeah, it was weird.
Absolutely. I took a lot of pictures. I even went into the costume contest. I think I got like 3rd prize on that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. And that was one of those shows where we just drove up there on a Saturday morning and hung out. No, Josh, you're thinking of Fangoria weekend in Chicago when we were by the trauma table, and you were like battling Toxie with the lollipop. You were in the costume contest for that. Johnny, the one I think you're thinking of was a Horror Hound in Indianapolis, where we drove up on a Saturday morning, passed out promo DVDs all day, and then went home Saturday night. And people just swarmed him as Colonel Kill that whole night, or that whole day and afternoon while we were handing out promos.
Okay, yeah, I remember just that Colonel Kill era of promotion was just.
I think that's when people were first starting to. I think that's when people were first starting to take notice and recognize hack movies, and people were really genuinely excited to get to know us back then. It was a trip. That was a crazy time. The thing about the early days is we didn't know that they were the early days. We didn't know what we were making. We didn't know how people were going to respond to it. We just made these movies in a vacuum. Social media wasn't what it was today. I remember Devlin. I remember you live tweeting from the set of Cockhammer, and I was like, "Why are you doing that?" And because Twitter was like brand new.
I was all over it.
Yeah, people had just started popularizing.
What
Twitter.
the hell is this?
Yeah, and you were live tweeting from.
I was all up in there, man. Yep.
You guys want to watch that trailer?
Sure.
That's a good. Cockhammer is what I consider to be the best the best of all the movies.
Absolutely.
Cockhammer was fun for me. You seemed like you were about to commit suicide, though.
Oh, it was tough. It was the hardest thing I've ever done. It was the hardest thing I've ever done.
And we were in that abandoned whatever it was.
Mortuary
The
or whatever.
asbestos building?
That was the worst.
Yeah, the asbestos building.
That killed me for weeks, man.
Oh, I can only imagine.
I felt that for a long time.
Yeah, it killed me too. There's even a scene at the end of the movie where I lost my voice because we were in that building for so long.
Yeah,
I was fine.
Sick for about a week and lost my voice, and we shot it anyway.
You guys need to get stronger.
Katie gets stronger.
Kiss our collective asses, Katie.
It was such a great set, though. Look at these look at these sets.
Oh, it worked very well.
That's
fun.
Josh.
My
That
favorite
was
shot.
amazing.
That's me. That's me. You could tell by the wide eyes.
Here, baby.
I remember the theme for this trailer was how many times can we say dick in the trailer? Like how many dick lines can we have in the trailer?
I think every line's pretty much a dick line.
Hang on, let's go ahead and take this opportunity to pay homage to the guy that really got the comic book the whole comic book thing going.
Yeah.
In the first place, and him in a dress with what looked like panties on a horn coming out of his head is, I think, a very good. I think he would admire this as the image that we speak about him posthumously. I think he would enjoy this. This is Nick Head. I've got somebody's audio is echoing. Is that Katie? Nope, it's not Katie. It can't. It's not me. I'm in the. Is it me?
If you're hearing a bit of a strange noise, it may be my partner in the background who fell asleep and is snoring. That could be it.
I'm hearing an echo from myself, but I don't understand because we're all wearing headphones. So
Well, we're not here. I'm not hearing an echo from you, so you're
okay. It was really slight. It doesn't matter. But anyway, this is
hear it.
Nick Head. He's the hack movie cinematographer, and he's the guy that I would always consider to be the right hand man of hack movies, the heart of hack. If I was the brains behind the operation, let's reverse that. Actually, I was the heart of the operation. I was the let's do it, let's get it done. And Nick was the brains of the operation because he always did the camera work. If he didn't buy the cameras, he would recommend the cameras for me to buy. And then he was always our cinematographer on many of the movies. But he did much more than just work the camera. He also did sound on the sets, which he always hated. He hated the fact that he had to do the sound and the camera. He's like, I'm the camera guy, and I'm like, dude, it's a hack movie. But he also he designed a lot of the sets. He acted in the movies, and he was just the guy that I soundboarded everything off of all you guys. We all talked a lot, and I got feedback from a lot of you guys. But I would actually hang out at Nick's house for 10, 12 hours at a time, burning promo discs and talking about the future of hack movies, what we were going to do for the next movie, the next promotional thing, the next video, and Nick was instrumental in our MySpace promotion. Like he found these web crawler robots that we could plug into, like put our MySpace posts into, and they would auto post to MySpace. Within you could set it every 2 hours to post a new MySpace post, and it would auto trawl through and grab new friends. And so we ended up with 25,000 friends on one of the Hack Movies MySpace accounts, and I couldn't have done any of that without him. Nick was instrumental in he downloaded all the software that we originally edited the movies with. He went out and pirated it and found the software to steal that we could have really high-end software to edit the movies with. Nick is responsible for finding all that stuff, and we lost him last year. And so there's just never going to be no matter if we make 20 more movies in the future, they'll never be the same without Nick. And it crushes me. It breaks my heart. And I dedicated the comic books to him. I dedicated these comic books to him and brought I literally did. The reason that the first Strangeville comic book is Dead Shit is so that I could rewrite the Dead Shit comic book and pay homage to Nick through the character Don Duepe and make him a central figure in the comic the way he wasn't in the movie. Don Duepe was always meant to have this huge overarching villain role in the Hack Movies universe, and sadly Nick only got to play him twice. But the implications for what Don Duepe represented in the larger universe, where the groundwork was laid, which now continues in the comic book series. And I did my best to make Don Duepe an absolutely epic central character in this series to really pay homage to Nick. Do any of you guys want to say anything about that crazy motherfucker? He was nuts, and he was hard. It was hard for him to get along with and focus on the actors because he had so much other stuff to do. So a lot of people didn't ever really have a close relationship with Nick except me. And so I was always the go-between. It was like, oh, well, he didn't mean anything by that. He was just so busy and all that.
I was pretty close to Nick. I think Nick was an awesome guy. He was always so passionate about the movies. Anytime he'd go anywhere, he was just gung-ho about it.
Oh, he was
always trying to push you. You'd be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to die. And he'd be like, shut up. Come on. Get up! We have to do this. We have to move on to the next scene.
When I was exhausted,
and that recording style, like who the hell? Like he came up with that himself. That weird, like moving thing that became a staple of it all.
And what people need to understand.
Hey, gang, what's up?
What people need to understand is that was him. He did that. He would sit at home and figure out these shooting techniques, and he would research video cameras, and he was all in, dude. He was as passionate about Hack Movies as I was, and losing him, we had talked on the phone a few months before he died about maybe trying to do another movie. And it crushes me that we'll never be able to do that. Even if we do make another movie, it won't be with Nick. And that's always going to be sad to me. Does anybody else want to say anything about him?
Oh, I for sure, Don Duepe is probably my favorite of all the characters that came through the Hack Movies, especially in Dead Shit. Like that, just his performance in that is on another level. Just, in many ways. But it was glad that he was able to get behind the camera and do as much as he did. Because I remember there was a lot of just tension because when he started as being the camera guy, he didn't really know much. He was just like the camera guy, and I remember there being a lot of tension of not knowing what how to get a shot a certain way and whatever. And sometimes it would go make something take 6 degrees to do when it only takes 1. But then by the time he came back on the next movie, he had done all the research stuff, and he was just talking like a cinematographer, okay, we need this, the lighting needs to be this, or we're just whoa,
he learned it.
Really,
he taught himself
dived into it.
He did. He dove directly into it, and he learned everything that he needed to know to do. And I would always I bought Roger Corman's How I Made 200 Movies in Hollywood and Never Lost a Dime, or whatever it's called, and I gave it to Nick, and I said, this Roger Corman used to bring stopwatches to his film sets, and he would make his directors, he would time his directors to see how fast they were shooting their scenes, and if they weren't shooting their scenes fast enough, he'd fire them. And Roger Corman was the master of shooting as much content in one day as he could. And me and Nick together, we learned how to shoot vast amounts of scenes. To this day, people ask me when they watch the movies, how do you guys do that much dialogue? And it was an art. We really had to practice, and that was you guys too. We all practiced to learning how to shoot these insane amounts of pages and pages of monologues, all in and we would do the average Hack Movie shoot day was 25 pages.
That sounds about right.
A lot of film shoots can get they can get 5 pages done at best, and we would do 25. It was nuts how fast we would go, and that's a testament to Nick's passion and trying to keep up with me and my passion, and then how well you guys adapted as well and learned how to memorize those monologues and really crank them out.
Not even just memorizing the monologues, but having to do them horribly because you insisted on it.
Yep.
You'd be like, no, that's not over the top enough. You have to redo this entire 20 sentence line I gave you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I would get in weird moods. You guys couldn't talk me out of things. Like earlier, I was busting my own balls for driving out to Millstadt to shoot a scene that had like any random background would have worked, but I would get my mind would just get stuck on these things. And you guys worked through it with me. Like Katie, I remember when we had Babette Bombshell on set, and we were shooting single shot dialogue for Cockhammer in the mortuary, and it was getting later and later and later on a 14-hour day. And you came in and you were like, why are you shooting you? You could shoot you anytime. Shoot Babette Bombshell. We have her for one day. She's going home tomorrow. And I was like, you're right. Let's do it. Let's go get it.
I just think it's funny because you were giving me that whole Cockhammer. You'd always be like, you're high. You can't do your lines, Katie. There's no way you're going to be able to do your lines. And then I'd get on there and do my lines. And then you'd be like, I guess you did it okay.
Do you guys see how big this woman's eyes are? And I would put the camera right in her face, and when she was stoned, her eyes completely changed. And so I was like the continuity from shot to shot is like sober Katie, stoned Katie. And it was Timo that would like bring weed to the set, and he would end up smoking you guys under the table, before me and Nick would be off doing something, and we'd come back and everybody's stoned.
You'd be so mad every time. He'd always be like, you're gonna fuck it up, and then I wouldn't fuck it up, and he'd be even madder that I didn't fuck it up.
Yeah, but you remember by the end, I left you alone and said, if you can do it, go ahead. Like you didn't have a lot of dialogue in Smoke Christmas, but I didn't fuck with you about smoking on Smoke Christmas, because by then I was like, fine, you can do it, then do it. I don't care. What I cared about was doing it. I cared about making sure everybody got everything done.
Right.
That was the important thing to me. And when you proved to me that you could do it twisted, 6 ways to Sunday, then that was fine. But let's finish off this trailer here.
Dun, dun. Stiff jobs. So much cock. It's just everywhere.
A little time.
I used to.
Oh, Devlin, you were so miserable that whole shoot. I have a picture of you from that set where you're just on the ground and like your hands aren't even touching, and you're just looking up at my camera like, bitch, you're taking a picture of me like this. I hate you.
That was a terrible day. It was an awful day. Yep.
It was funny. I'm sorry you laugh at your pain.
It's hilarious now.
There's a shot of it, isn't there, where he just gets hosed?
Oh yeah, completely drenched.
It was like, and you wouldn't let him move either, so it's just sitting like pooled in his belly button.
That's coming
like
up,
all down there.
And I sat there in the field with blood drenched. For,
yeah.
I don't know, 45 minutes.
Here it is.
Yeah.
That's it. Yep.
But the funny thing is that you were already miserable when you just had the little bit like on your stomach. Like,
yeah. Yep. Oh God.
Yeah.
I think the most miserable I was was when I had to get my jaw ripped out, and I was stuck in I had to lean up against the wall, and I couldn't sit and I couldn't stand. I had to be in this kneeling position up against the wall, and I just every shot would get messed up or something, so we'd have to redo it. And after that next day, I was just
Johnny. Remember we went back and shot it again. We did the whole thing.
Yeah,
you didn't get your jaw ripped off. And I
assembled
the footage. Right. I assembled the footage of this is not bloody enough, and we went back, and so it was I think it was like back to back. I think we just went back the next day and shot just close-ups of you getting your jaw ripped off. And I put you in that. And again, it's like, does it matter if you had a fucking chair there you were able to sit in? You wouldn't have been in the shot. I had you hunched up, like you said, you were like in a squat against the wall for an hour and a half with this jaw thing. And I remember, afterwards you were just sitting there like, I've never been this exhausted in my life. I'm so tired. You were like, the next day you called me and you were like, I was so tired I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
I was too tired to fall, to relax. I was still so all tensed up and couldn't get relaxed. And it's stuff like that. And you guys couldn't convince me otherwise. Like you guys might have been, telling me like, dude, I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired. Shut up, do it. Shut up. Next shot. Because
I just come off a plane when I did that couch scene for, was it Stiff Jobs? I think
Jobs, yeah.
where she's she jacks me off and then pulls my penis out or whatever. I had
shit on her hands.
Yeah. With the pudding in my pants and everything. And I gave you the business about that. I was like, I'm going to be flying in that morning. I was upset. You're like, well, you got to come in at that time. You're out of the movie. Sorry, punk. All right, fine. So I was exhausted out of my mind for that scene.
Yeah, that was a bad day for you. Although I put you through a lot of bad days. I love putting you through bad days.
It was fun though. I know you do.
Do you still talk to Joe? I've been meaning to ask you.
I texted him. I texted him while we've been chatting. I don't know that I sent him the link. We'll see if he jumps in.
You have no idea how excited I am to convert Terrence and Parander into comic book form. I have a Cockhammer 2 sequel script written already for the comic book, and Terrence and Parander are the main characters, and it's going to be so fun turning you into a cartoon, turning you and Joe, picking those characters and figuring out like what the comic book toony version of them are going to look like. It's going to be great.
That's awesome.
And it's like, and the story arc is like one of you guys is now celibate. you're in a Sexaholic Anonymous meetings, and the whole movie is like you being tempted to have sex and trying to abstain. It's funny, dude. It's gonna be
awesome.
They resurrect Cockhammer, but only part way, where only his head is resurrected and the rest of his body's still
like Futurama style, like a kind of thing.
No, he has to. His body's skeletal, like the end of the movie, and then his head's normal. So he has to. They have to throw him on their back and run him around like a backpack,
like Yoda style.
Yeah, like Yoda style. Cockhammer's gonna just be this fucking bouncy skeleton.
That's great.
It's gonna be hilarious, dude. It's gonna be.
I can't wait to see it, man.
We did lose Josh this time. Maybe he did finally have some work to do. There's still a few guys that I invited to the show, and it doesn't look like they're able to join for some reason. We do have room for one more camera, but it doesn't look like those guys are going to make an appearance. That's okay. We're having a lot of fun as it is. Let's take a commercial break. We are going to, let me stop sharing and then reshare. And then I need to pick the tab, and I need to scroll down and find the campaign, and now campaign. So this is the whole reason for us getting together, gang, is we have a brand new Hack Movies comic book, the very first Hack Movies related project in more than 10 years. The Dead Shit comic book, 3 issues, a 3-issue arc. This is a complete series. It's 120 full color pages. Is funding now on Indiegogo, and as you can see, the comic books are finished. They're complete. These have already been printed and shipped to me. So unlike a lot of comic book Indiegogos where there's a chance that the Indiegogo won't even fund, or the Kickstarter won't even fund, the crowdfunder won't even be followed through with. Even if you fund it, that there's a chance that the comic won't even be created, because most of the time they don't even start drawing the thing until they fund the thing. With the Strangeville comics, I have vowed to never start a campaign until the comic books are printed and ready to ship. So this is a no risk campaign for everybody that comes in at any level. They will get their comic books guaranteed, no matter what. And the campaign, as of right now, we're at the very beginning of October. We still have a lot of time left on this campaign. We're right now sitting at 65% of our little weak $500 goal. I always set the goal as low as possible so that we guarantee we fund it. And so we're already 65% of the way there, and we have some great goals. My favorite perk being you get the 3 issues of the comic book, all 120 pages, full color, along with a Hack Movies DVD of your choice for only $30 plus shipping. That's a great deal for comics and a movie. And then we have, you can buy the single issues for as low as $8. If you just want to jump in, show your support for Hack Movies. If you're an old school Hack minion, you can jump in and buy the first issue for just $8 if you don't want to get all 3 of them. And you get the second issue, of course, the third issue. You can just get the third issue and a DVD. But then check out this poster. This is our first stretch goal. So if we hit $600 at for our goal, everybody gets this beautiful 11 by 17 poster on real thick. It's actually, I've got one here that I can show you guys. Let me get out of this real quick, pull this back down to me, and show you guys this poster material. This poster material is actually real thick. It doesn't have a lot of give to it, which I was surprised, because they're I get them from the same printer that does my comics, and you can see that it's pretty fucking big. Everybody gets one of these. With every backer gets one of these 11 by 17 posters if we hit the $600 goal. So it's important to even if you backed the first campaign and bought the first comic, it's important to give that motherfucker away. Go toss it in a fucking Burger King bathroom if you have to, and just buy all 3 of them again, just to make sure that we hit these goals. So everybody gets one of these fresh ass posters at the $600 level. There's a bunch of other goals and stuff too. I'm not going to go into it. That's just a quick commercial break. Link in the description, or you can just go to kevinthestrange.com and click on the banner, and it'll take you right to the Indiegogo page, and you can jump in and show your support. Let's get back to the regularly scheduled program. Hey folks, my headphones are dying, so I'm going to have to switch over to, and hope that this doesn't turn into an echo fest. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right. The fear is that your guys audio is going to come through my computer as an echo. I can actually throw these on the charger real quick. They don't take long to charge. And if we do, we're probably not going to go more than another. I'm looking at the time now. We've been going about an hour. We'll end it pretty soon, but I'm having a lot of fun. Katie, what is this angle? What are you doing? You're sitting backwards.
No, I just didn't want to hold it anymore, so I've been trying to figure out a way to prop it up because I'm lazy as fuck.
You're in charge while I'm gone, Katie.
Oh. All right, Johnny, video on. Both of you strip.
I'm already stripped.
Sex dance. Yeah. I don't know. He shouldn't love me in charge. That was a really bad idea.
Well, I want to talk a little shit about Kevin while he's out of the room, which is he did put us through a lot of crap, but we had a lot of fun. And I got to give him major kudos, because he's one of the very few filmmakers that I've worked with, and I've worked with a bunch, that actually always gave us our footage. Like, we always knew that we were going to have a fully realized DVD of the movie, like, ready in like 3 or 4 months.
We'd be the first ones to get it every time.
Yeah. Every single time.
I've actually just been standing right here listening.
I have like, I married Sean, so I have like doubles of every single, like I have like original versions and redone versions. And
I was just showing off my physical copies.
I know. I was standing right off.
Oh, okay.
When you talk about me.
You weren't supposed to be listening, motherfucker. I was in charge. Okay? You're gonna back up.
Yeah, I actually still have some of the rough edits still on DVD.
Where we make a blooper reel.
Yeah, we still have like all that like stuff that we take people's houses.
Oh my God! All Katie would ever say is you gotta make a blooper. There's a blooper reel on every movie.
There's not though.
There is.
No, there's not.
Every movie.
No, it doesn't count because I'm not in it.
Which ones are you not in?
I'm not in any of the bloopers, and it makes me sad. You don't love me. Whatever. I'm in charge. So.
Are you whining with wine?
Yes.
Did we lose somebody else?
Yeah, we lost Josh a while back.
Josh.
I thought we lost somebody else. I can't keep track.
Johnny's still there.
Yeah, I'm still here.
You guys are like herding toddlers. I don't know who's here and who's not.
There's not even that many of us. Get with it.
Man, I really wanted. We're going to show this in Josh's absence. I wanted to go back and show one of the very first Hack Movies things that ever existed, and this is so old.
Is it? It came from the shitter.
Shut up.
That's the
shut up.
That's the oldest. What do you mean?
This is one of the oldest.
It's where the pumpkin monster came from, and we should still finish it.
You've been saying that for 10 years.
Along with the other one, the other title that I won't mention.
What's that?
It came from my pants.
Oh, yeah.
And I still need to be a villain, too. You promised me.
It's all I hear from Katie. It's like a...
It's part of my charm.
I don't have this open anymore. I thought I had this... All right, we're gonna do something else instead. All right. I often say, Johnny is irreplaceable as the Hack Movies editor, but there's another role that Johnny plays in almost all the movies, and he's under. Well, I guess not all the movies, but several movies. Johnny, you are an extremely underrated Hack Movies actor, and I want to play a few minutes. I want to play a monologue from Stiff Jobs that I think is the crowning achievement of your career. Can I do that?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, you guys ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
Quit jobs.
Oh, this
Left the family's destitute, all for the pursuit of a single dream. To be the first poor cops to ejaculate simultaneously on film. That's right.
The sound went off, Kevin. Can't hear it anymore.
I know.
There you go.
I'm old, tired, and hungry. We practiced day and night for weeks trying to get optics off in uniform. Well, the time has come. We're going to have a trial run. We're going to come on a real person. Pictures of porn stars, Wilson super high bomb. This ain't going to cut it when running on a goddamn porn set. Just one problem. We ain't got no money to hire a hooker. And even if we did, not even the whores I know is going to be down for 5 shit smelling over fucks, bum coming all over her broken ass face. So, gonna have to be right. I know it's immoral.
All right, that's enough.
It's gonna have to be right.
It only gets worse. It only gets worse from there.
It does.
Tell us about this, Johnny, because again, everybody knows you as the convention guy. Everybody knows you as the editor guy, but that is one of the best characters in the entire Hack Movies universe.
I think Mom was pretty damn amazing too.
Yeah.
On the kill, right? That's what I mean. Like when you had an opportunity, you didn't act in a ton of the movies, but when you did, you brought a gravitas to the role that is easily, like, I mean, it's recognizable. Like you don't have a character. Even the asshole boyfriend at the beginning of Colonel Kill is a memorable character. He's got presence in the film that just, I mean, you radiate a presence as an actor that I don't think a lot of people give you credit for in the Hack Movies universe. So tell us a little bit about how it feels to be in front of the camera.
Well, yeah, for me, it was that, like, and this is something I said a lot whenever we were shooting, was that I felt like everybody needed to look like a character. So, like, part of me was like, I would get into a mirror with like some sort of jacket or something that I could create the look of a character, and then that's where like I felt like the voice would come from or whatever, and then I could take it more seriously. Like I felt like I could actually bring that character to life once they visually had a life. And yeah, I remember that monologue. I just memorized until I could get it right, because I remember I had to like pretty much do it in one take. And it was yeah, I mean, I always never enjoyed seeing myself on camera in any aspect, but the bum is the one that still makes me laugh, even watching myself. And I still, I remember I didn't shave. Like I did whatever I could to make this character just ugly. And yeah, and that it's gonna have to be right still gets me every time I watch that. Just the audacity of it. But yeah, no, I always enjoyed it, even though it was rough. Like, obviously I would be exhausted to the point where I couldn't sleep, but the final seeing it on in a finished movie always made it worth it, for sure.
Even that one made you exhausted?
Yeah, just because of the mental exhaustion of memorizing it and everything. Not physically, like I wasn't physically exhausted doing that by no means, but memorizing all the lines, for sure. But I enjoyed it. Like, I still, yeah, it's something I still look back on fondly.
Kenny, what are you doing?
I don't know. I'm bored.
Do it again.
I almost drank all this bottle while I've been sitting here on this stupid call.
I'll never forget Dead Shit, where I was trying to play a zombie and I was trying to look in pain. The whole point of my face was to look like I was in pain, and it just made me look like I was smiling, and he just became the smiling zombie. It's like, it wasn't intentional, but then became iconic.
I didn't do a very good job, but I tried to recreate that in the comic book. I tried to make the miserable zombie. He's the big guy up front here. I tried to give Johnny an homage in the comic. I didn't do a great job.
Speaking of bloopers, my blooper was left in.
Yeah, because you're special.
Let's get back here. Katie's bored because we're not talking about her enough.
I'm just teasing you. I was kidding.
Find some other stuff that Katie's in.
No, Katie's phone's at 10%. She might have to get off soon. Not that way, Kevin. You perv.
I didn't say anything.
You were thinking it.
I didn't think anything. Here, I gotta find this. I gotta find this. This thing I was talking about. Hackmovies.com shill. I want to show you guys this
To get
old,
your word.
this old fucking thing.
Got chicks, flicks, and pictures of your mom.
I wish.
Movies.com.
That's Kevin. That's how he does it.
I wish Josh was here to experience this with us. But, he'll watch the replay and we'll get him laughing. I'm sure. Let me find this sucker. Where did that? Here we go. I got it. All right. You guys ready?
I'm gonna run up and get smokes real fast, baby. Yeah. Fine.
Oh, hey, what's up, Dan? Kevin Strange here. Well, I'm the pumpkin monster from Hack Movies. We're here today to tell you a little bit about hackmovies.com.
Why have I always looked old?
Yeah, no,
I don't have to have the video. The video's
hackmovies.com. You can find all sorts of good tidbits over there, like, well, all of our movies to download. You can check those out in the Flick section. There's a bio section where you can learn all about me, Pumpkin Monster, and even Webmaster Miko, website designer extraordinaire, former luchador grand champion. There's a merchandise section where you can check out all new Hack Movies t-shirts that will be available soon. And don't forget to check out the Hack Movies forum located at www.hackmovies.com/forum. I guarantee you it'll get you laid. And if you don't believe me,
I've been an old man my whole life.
I'm Chad Cockstriker from the upcoming.
So, where'd that pumpkin monster come from, Kevin? Where'd you get the idea for that?
Stop it.
I'm Josh Yitsuo Montoya, Hack Movie stuntman and star of an upcoming Hack Movie release, Dream Reaper. Before I got
He's
involved,
reading
Hack
a cue
Movies
card.
was a hopeless virgin. And a severe overbite. Now I'm so popular, I've contracted gonorrhea 8 times. Thanks, Hack Movies. So remember, gang, check out
That's Josh's house. That's all his stuff.
You're at it, tell your friends. Shit. Tell strangers, it might get you laid. Hey, she's probably got more MySpace friends than you do. So until next time, gang, Kevin Strange with Hack Movies.
Was that before or after a VendorCon?
No, that was far before.
Yeah.
Far before. Yeah, that was months before. Getting some weird feedback there. Ryan said that he's going to come in, but in true Ryan fashion, he's like, "Are you guys still on?" I'm like, "Yeah, get in here, get in here." He's like, "I'm going to eat some ramen. I'm starving." So we're going to probably cut this short in a few minutes, and he's probably not even going to make it in time. He's like, he lives by his own rules.
That's right.
Wolf from Cockhammer and Stiff Jobs. What is Katie doing? Katie, what are you doing? Katie, what are you doing? Her mic's on. Oh, what she's doing? It's pitch black on her camera and she's not saying anything. All right. Devlin, you're in charge. I'm going to go get my headphones back.
Okay. Katie, you still with us?
Yeah, I'm back for that. Sean sent me to the gas station.
Road trip. So for all of you hack minions out there watching and going, who the fuck is Devlin? I obviously used to go by Eric. I changed my name because it's more fun. That's the short version.
Yeah, I went by Johnny, and now I'm just Johnny. So I just removed the Johnny.
I'm so confused by that. That's something. Just one Johnny. Like, how am I supposed to cope with this change?
Well, it's a new world. This is 2019.
That's right.
2019 can kiss my ass.
Johnny now identifies as a single Johnny.
Yeah, don't detonate me.
And we all have to deal with it.
I want to identify as a ham.
You identify as a plural Katie's. You're a Katie's.
No, I glisten like a ham. Don't tell me what I am.
I don't even want to know what that means. What else do we have to watch here? Oh, well.
Is every single pump out of order at this gas station? Sorry, I'll mute my mic.
Why is she talking to us from a gas station?
He sent her to get gas.
I'm muting.
Katie, while you're there, will you get me a Milky Way?
Yeah, boo, I got you.
Perverto, we got to get you in here. I'm gonna text you the link to get you in here. I forgot to text you the fucking link. There you go. Click that link, get in here. Captain Perverto was he came in late. He's only in one of our movies. Fantastic actor and a very polite man for someone that inflicts such violence upon himself. And we're going to talk to him here in a second when he pops up in here. Perverto is one of those dudes. He worked with us just on Nixon and Hogan Smoke Christmas. So Johnny, you've never actually met Perverto, have you?
No, I didn't. I was only able to help edit him. That was it.
Yeah, but do you agree that he was like when you saw him act, because he's like in the sweater and he's doing the whole Christmas Caroler from the church thing. I thought he was just a great actor. I thought he played that part perfectly.
Oh yeah, for sure, hands down. Definitely like the hack spirit.
Yeah, he came on and just sort of, and he's another one of those guys that it's like I wish I would have had an opportunity to work with him 20 more times because he was so into it and did such a good job with the character. But as Katie said, I make people act terrible, so it's like the bar is set pretty low for my actors. It's like, can you act bad? Can you act really bad? But the thing with me, like you guys all know, the thing with me was like, you got to show up, you got to be there on time, and you got to do exactly what the fuck I tell you to do. Other than that, the bar is set really low. But you have to do what I tell you to do, or I would get fucking pissed. It's like I'm not asking a lot out of you. I just want you to pretend to eat shit out of an adult diaper.
I actually wasn't supposed to do that role. I had to finish that role because the chick that was made to do it didn't show up.
Katie, the clerk at the gas station doesn't care about the movies, okay?
I'm pumping the gas right now.
You're pumping gas?
Thank you very much.
This is dangerous. Katie, what if the car blows up? What if the cell phone interference?
I turned the car off. I know what I'm doing.
What if
I'm like really smart for a woman.
What if the cell phone interference ignites the fume and blows you up? The cell phone interference. The 5G, Katie, it's 5G.
Oh, yeah. Okay, whatever. I'm turning this video off. Mute.
How rude. Okay, like everybody else, it looks like Perverto's having a lot of trouble getting into the chat here. Oh, here's Ryan back. How do I open this on a phone? Do you guys remember how? Does anybody on their phone? Oh, Katie's on her phone.
I'm on my phone, yes. I just did it through the Chrome browser. If you open it up through Facebook, it'll say you hit the little dots in the right corner and just open it in Chrome. And then you just have to go to the
hang on, Katie, I forgot. I totally forgot. You couldn't even get it to open. Did you change the settings in Chrome? Is that how you managed to, or in your phone? Is that how you managed to get in?
Yeah, I went to the Chrome settings and went to site settings, and then I had to alter the microphone. The microphone was blocked and the videos were blocked, so I had to turn those on. And then it didn't work for a little bit, but after I refreshed it a few times, then it worked. So
like anybody gives a fuck about these like people like, oh, that's how Katie got on to the stream. That's fascinating.
Motherfucker, I am fascinating no matter what I am doing. Thank you very much.
You sure are.
Roberto,
Yeah.
what's up,
Hey,
buddy?
man.
I don't know.
Hey.
It's good to see you, dude.
Huh?
It's good to see you, dude.
Yeah.
Why do you look like a black guy?
Black guy?
Roberto's not black. He's Caucasian.
Okay.
Oh, do I?
For the record, I'm about to walk into the gas station, so don't talk about penises or tits or balls for like 5 seconds.
So
Well,
I have
5 minutes. Wait,
What
no.
about
I'll
cunts?
just tell you when it's safe, okay?
Johnny, were you present at the convention when me and the gentleman patron compared ball sizes? He told me he had the biggest balls out of his friend group, and I said I had the biggest balls in my friend group. And if he had bigger balls, I had to give him a free movie. And if he had bigger balls, or if I had bigger balls, then he had to buy a movie. And were you there for that, Johnny?
Yeah, I was.
Do you remember we had like exactly the same size giant balls? And so he ended up buying a movie, and I gave him a movie for free. Hang on, Katie's showing us sausages.
Wait, hold on. I almost fell. Hold on, wait. You want to see the hot dogs again? They're rolling.
Jumbo.
Thaddeus Starbucks.
Oh my God. What's
Hey,
up?
guys.
Hey, what's up?
I just ate ramen.
Yeah, well, I know. I told everybody. I was like, "You're like, are you still going?" I was like, "Yeah, jump in." You're like, "Oh, I'm gonna eat first. I'm hungry." I was like, Thaddeus is on his own timetable.
Well, guys, you see, I spent my day drinking alcohol and reading Bukowski, and then I fell asleep on my couch.
Bukowski's an angry man. But
He is.
we're not here to talk about Bukowski. We're here to talk about movies. So let's talk. Let's talk to Perverto. You're in one movie,
Yeah.
but it's a cool part. Tell us your memories of the Hack movies. Like you worked on several films. Tell us what stood out, if anything, about the Hack movies experience for you.
I mean, I don't know. It was, I liked the part because it was, I was just supposed to be some wholesome guy, and all the other parts I've been in with, like, Jim and his movies, I was just something
Degenerate.
Oh yeah, like some degenerate loser who cussed all the fucking time, It was,
And I made you the leader of a church choir.
yeah, it was nice. Get to be a good guy.
Yeah, well, sort of. I mean,
Yeah. At the end, I become a Muslim and blow my brains out
and murder your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun working with you on that. And as I was telling everybody before you jumped in, it's a shame that we didn't get to work together more often, because I thought you were great fun to work with, and it had a nice range. Like you said, you're used to playing degenerate weirdos, and I gave you this wholesome church choir leader, and you just nailed it. You killed it. And you're one of those guys, and we're going to talk about Thaddeus in just a second, but you're one of those guys that could just nail your lines the first time you read them. We would only need to do 1, maybe 2 takes with you, and you would just do it perfectly. And I always appreciated that from my actors, where you can tell that you either read the script and contemplated it, and you were thoughtful about what your delivery was going to be, or you're just a natural, or you can just look at a page and inflect everything that needs to be inflected in the sentence when you read it out loud. Which is it? Did you spend a lot of time with the script?
I don't know. I guess I just have good memory with lines and shit. I guess with all the, my music and shit I do, I have to remember every damn lyric. So
give us a shout out.
Kind of natural, and I did read the shit out of the script, so it's probably both, a little bit of both.
You had a lot of scenes, didn't you? 3 or 4 scenes.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5. There was the whole singing, and then you showing us your butthole, and then we call Pastor Pete up, and complain to him about you showing us your butthole, and then the ending where I come out as a Muslim and that whole thing, I remember I had to do that a bunch of times because I kept saying "fuck these monsters" too loud, and it kept
blowing the mic out.
Yeah, So I had to do that a bunch of times. I remember,
But we only made you do a backflip and land on the concrete twice, right?
yeah,
You did a medium shot.
I could have done that. I could have done that a million times, but
yeah, that was a lot of fun, and that was that's in the trailer, right?
oh yeah.
I made sure to put that in the trailer just so that it was like it wasn't lost on that you did a backflip and landed on concrete. What does that say? Does it say restroom?
I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Thaddeus.
Yeah.
Thaddeus, talk to us, my friend. Talk to us. It's been a long time. You and I don't talk about these days.
That was a long time.
You moved to Cali. You moved to the LBC, right?
No, I moved to Napa, which
Is that Northern California?
Yeah, it's northern San Francisco Bay. We were talking about nailing your lines and shit. I can tell you that, especially with stiff jobs, the time I read that script, I ate a bunch of mushrooms. I was hanging out in my bedroom back in Illinois. I read it when I was tripping balls on mushrooms, and I just laughed the whole fucking time. And
they're outrageous lines. Like I gave you have more lines in Stiff Jobs than anybody has in anything ever. Like that is the most dialogue heavy movie, and you've got almost all the dialogue.
Yeah, I remember I got a really good compliment from Babette Bum on Facebook one day 10 years ago. I forget what was going on. I think I promoted the movie or shared a link or something, and I talked shit on myself, and she commented. She said, "No, man, you come across more real than any actor I've ever worked with." And I was like, "Wow, really?" I didn't feel it, but Babette did.
Just like Roberto, I mean, you had to have seen other actors struggling with their lines, and me having to coach them and take them through the inflections and where to pause, where to put more emphasis on lines. And I don't know if you noticed this or not, but I never did that with you. I almost never had to stop you and tell you how to say a line, and I gave you a monstrous amount of work in Stiff Jobs. You carry the whole movie. I have you play 3 different actors in that movie, 3 different characters. You're you, your uncle, and your own mother, and all of you have these enormous monologues, and you just kept nailing them. You kept nailing them over and over. I was like, this dude is some kind of savant. I've never worked with anybody that can just nail this stuff so easily.
Yeah, I'm not good at much in life except for cooking food, eating pussy, and nailing lines in movies, apparently.
But yeah, that experience on Stiff Jobs was great. And as I told Eric earlier, with this new comic book resurrection of the Hack Movies universe, his characters, Terrence and Parander, are going to get the comic book cartoon treatment in the Cockhammer sequel comic book that I'm doing. But Wolfram and Wingate are also going to come back. So you're going to get Toonized. You're going to get turned into a comic book character when Wolfram and Wingate come back from the dead in the Cockhammer sequel comic book.
That's awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of fun. Perverto.
yeah.
You look, I don't know, distressed.
Well, my eye's all fucked up. I don't know what's wrong with it.
What's wrong? Is it hurt?
Fix it.
I don't know about hurt. I don't know. It's I don't know. I don't have pink eye. I know that.
Are you developing a sty?
Sure. I don't know what that is. That's probably it, though.
That's where you get a big lump on your eyeball. I've got one right now. That's why I'm wearing glasses.
Yeah, it's just right in here. Like earlier, I looked like, it was totally closed this morning.
Really?
Now it's just swollen and pussy.
What if it's a brain bleed?
Huh?
What if it's a brain bleed?
I haven't been hit in at least a month. That should be okay on that.
We've been talking about
damage from shooting Hack Movies.
Well,
get a lawyer.
Yeah, you gotta sue me, bro.
You gonna make me a character?
Yeah, yes, brother.
You make me as fat as you want.
Listen, but we've been talking behind. Oh, there it is. Hang on. Hang on. Do that again.
Oh, you want more? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'll straight up hang dong. So this is YouTube. I guess you can't do that.
Yeah, let's not bring the dongs out.
It's in.
I have the fucking that monster cock thing, like that bag of shit you gave me with all this stuff. I kept all that shit.
Really?
Wait, did we just
Yeah.
say no cocks? I come back and now there's no cocks. Like this is like the worst day ever.
You got Perverto's belly.
I got
Just the end of it. I didn't get to see like the whole Jello shaking or anything going on.
Thaddeus has a
I don't
phallic
want to get
object
too
in his hand.
excited. No, yeah, I have that monster penis thing from Cockhammer.
No, it was it was from Cockhammer, but we modified it and we were going to use it for. It came from my pants, and it's this giant phallus, and it's got this harness. Babette Bombshell created it, and wore it in Cockhammer, and then PJ took it and turned it and like gave it teeth inside of it, so the peen actually opens and has it's like a puppet. You can puppeteer it and get in there.
Yeah, I've used it. It shows.
Have you? That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
If you ever want it back, I've got it. So it's just. I think the pubes fell off, but.
Oh damn.
Oh no, the balls came. I cut the balls off.
Okay.
It's been
I cut the
castrated.
balls off because we have this song called "My Balls," and I put those balls in my pants and then whip them out when we do the song.
Those are gigantic balls.
Yeah, and then I take those off, and then my real balls are underneath them, which are still pretty impressive balls, but
not that impressive though.
Not as impressive as but they're real balls, and that's what makes it special.
They're more elasticy. They can stretch. Bat wing.
There was a story with that Bombshell flying with that huge dong. Because Kevin flew her in from Orlando, and going through security, they made her take that huge syphilitic dong out of the bag and wave it around in front of all the people.
And since it's Babette Bombshell, she made it a point to like hold it up, dramatic about it, and turn it around.
Fucking awesome.
Good times. That was unfortunately people still think that's me in the makeup at the end of Cockhammer, and I'm like, dude, no, that wouldn't have looked anywhere near as cool if that was me. Babette was great in that and great in everything. She's in the new Class of Newcomb High Volume 2 from Troma that was just released. She's in that, stars in that as the principal of Tromaville High School. I don't even think that's on DVD yet. That's still in theaters. What's the snake's name?
The snake's name is Manny.
Tell me this, Thaddeus. Between Stiff Jobs and Cockhammer, which was your favorite movie to work on?
Honestly, Stiff Jobs, just because I had so much to do on it. Like I was never bored. However, working on Cockhammer, I did get to know Babette Bombshell pretty well because there was a long periods of time where I didn't have shit to do and Babette didn't have shit to do, and we were just hanging out in a fucking van talking shit. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember you guys. We got some major feedback going. Somebody.
None of mine.
Check. 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 I don't know. Does anybody else hear it?
I heard it for a second, but I don't hear it now.
It's gone now. Okay. Anyway, yeah. I like. Man, I can't even tell. I couldn't even tell you. Let's bring up Stiff Jobs. This whole sequence is amazing. We're going to play a small sequence from the film that I think is just one of the best. Just one of the best things we ever did. And Stiff Jobs is a really underrated hack movie. People don't talk about Stiff Jobs a lot. And I want to go ahead and play this for you guys and just play this out because it's very. I just think it's one. We went in and added it later. It wasn't part of the original screenplay. I felt like the movie needed punched up and it needed a better ending. So I did this ending, and I want to highlight not only just how cool the scene is, but highlight Thaddeus's acting in this scene here. Let's all watch this and get your reactions from this.
No, I don't hear anything.
Does anybody hear anything?
No.
Why can't anybody hear anything? You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Just fine.
Okay, let's try this again.
Yeah, actually,
Can you guys-
haven't heard anything in any of the videos. I just thought it would be playing on the video.
Wait, has anybody heard anything on the videos?
Not the trailers, no.
That's bizarre. Well, I don't know if it's playing on the YouTube or not.
Yeah, I just kind of assumed it was.
Well, we
I
can go.
don't think that's my best scene either, because I was incredibly hungover that day.
We can find out. Let's kick it over to the live stream and see what's going on over there.
Okay, this race gives the best blowjob scene.
Your eye looks better. Not totally, but better.
Very cool, dude.
Oh, fantastic. We're not getting any audio.
Fuck. You froze on that guy. I forget his fucking name. We worked with him at Papa John's, and that guy, he had like 3 sentences to say and couldn't fucking get it right. It made me crazy.
Well, I mean, I wasn't gonna throw him under the table, but yeah, if you're gonna bring it up,
I'll say what I feel, and that's what I feel. Fucking looking at that guy, hour-long shoot lasts for 6 fucking hours. The guy's got a heart of fucking gold, but god damn it, what a terrible actor.
But look at him. It was his physical presence that I wanted to bring into the movie every time. That dude's name, I can't remember what his name was. Chris?
Ethan Bechtold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's known affectionately around the Hack Movies collective from his Stiff Jobs name. It was Captain Appleton. We always called him Captain Appleton. And I
Squashy Kittens on film.
But I brought him back in every movie. He's in Cockhammer, then he's in Nixon and Hogan's Smoke Christmas too, and he's in Stiff Jobs. He's in all 3 of those movies because he's so bizarre. And even though if you notice by Cockhammer and Nixon and Hogan's Smoke Christmas, I only gave him a couple of lines, and he would screw them up. But yeah, I don't know why the audio isn't playing on those videos. That's a damn shame. But
You got to work for the monologue.
You heard the monologue?
Yeah, the monologue.
Well, maybe it's because these headphones were off. Hold on. Let's try it this way.
Where's Johnny and Katie Dearest?
Oh, I'm just a floating head.
Oh. Hi, Johnny. I miss you.
What's up?
Hey.
Let's back this up.
Open that wide. All right. Oh.
And let's try to play it.
Done with this crazy bullshit.
You hear it now?
Yes.
Yep.
Action. Which is why I brought you to the to give you the power I already possess and a hint of the truth. Don't bring games this fag shit. When they let's blast you there. Wonderful attack. Unfortunately, any further attempt on my life is giant diary into my.
You remember how many takes that took?
Way too many.
That took like 10 takes for me to catch it like that.
Well, like I said, I was incredibly hungover that day. I remember it was cold as shit. We were shooting it in the field by my parents' house. And for DWB, when we covered him in muck, it was ice cold muck.
I think it's secure Wolfram for how long I am uncertain. Would you like some more tea, gentlemen? Yo, I'm going to make a ball. From the go! Fight hard, boys! You're so depend on it!
This is the middle of December. We shot the rest of the film in July.
Yeah.
Just load all over his sleeping for the first time. You got nothing to lose. That was a highly disgusting yet appropriate metaphor, Wolfram. Aim for the head. Wolfram, make a run for it. I'll hold him off. Wingate, don't be retarded. We can both make it. Stop talking and ride.
I'm not sure the best strategy was to run backwards with your arms out.
I wish I still had that looking for a good time shirt. I'm way fatter now. I couldn't fit into it. It would be nice to have.
Gives you a huge cough. See you in hell, bitches. Fucking die. Fuck. I just want to fucking die. Just say and I can take the pain away. I'll do anything. Just let me fucking die. Agree to be my agent to God. You might die around the sea. I deserve me. Do it. Do it. I can't work for you. Just make it. Just make it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
I've heard of you any of these movies.
Yeah, man.
I'm not sure.
Woo! That's some good acting.
Pretty ridiculous, though.
What do you guys think about that?
That was fun.
That was a hell of a lot of fun. That's an intense scene, man. You pulled that off perfectly. We did all that in one take, didn't we?
Yeah, I believe we did. We had to. It was so fucking cold out there. Nobody was hanging out much longer.
You say it all nonchalant like, but man, that's some really powerful acting to just do in one take. And that was the pleasure of working with you, is I could just point the camera and it just like you just got it. Maybe it's because you did mushrooms and read the script, but you got it. Like I didn't have to tell you how much agony Wolfram was in, or how much to plead and beg to and how mind fucked you were by Cockhammer in that scene. Like you just got it. It was on paper and you got it. It was like you were able to read my scripts and just get exactly what you needed to do the first time. Oftentimes we did everything in one take. We do a whole monologue. I'd be like, I guess it's good.
I think you and I both have similar fucked up minds.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of easy for me to worm my way into your words and dump them out of my mouth. It always was. Shit, I mean, the scene where we talked about the Tijuana whorehouse, I basically wrote that just on AOL Instant Messenger talking to you, and then the next day you came to me with this story that Wolfram was gonna fucking say in the movie, and I'm like, wait a second, I recognize this. This is the story that I told you.
Yeah, we would do that a lot, where we would all be hanging out because we had a mutual friend group we would hang out in, and oftentimes you would just tell these weird stories. I remember you told a story one time about a particular type of not a walrus, but a particular type of like sea lion that has this vagina with the same characteristics as a human vagina.
The manatee.
The manatee, and so sailors oftentimes fuck manatees when they're out on sailing because they have vaginas that are very similar to female vaginas.
Columbus and his boys, they did that. It's gross.
I wrote a whole movie around this character who was the birth, the fuck child of this guy. We never made it, but you telling that story just one night randomly while we were hanging out with our friends. I wrote a whole screenplay around it that unfortunately never saw fruition.
I think Kevin Smith made that movie.
Yeah, he made
Long.
He made Walrus later on, didn't he?
Yeah.
This is a story I love. Let's close out with this story. We've been going for about 2 hours now, and I know Johnny, you've got an out pretty soon, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. But this is one of the most hilarious hack movies related stories that out of all the years. Thaddeus, tell the Kevin Strange ain't shit story.
Okay. It was what was it? We were getting ready to go to, was it I forget what convention it was. It was Indianapolis, I believe.
Something.
And you wanted everybody to ride together to the thing. You and I were working together at Papa John's at the time. And
8 a.m. Doing school lunch.
I think work got in the way or something, and I was just like, hey man, like I'm gonna leave a few hours later and I'll meet you guys in Indianapolis, and you're fucking real mad about it.
No, you gotta set it up though. We were in Papa John's at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we were 200 pizzas for school lunch, and all these girls that work with us are standing around us, and you and me just start going at it.
Yeah. Yeah, we go at it. No, like I think I called you Hitler.
You were like, you're not gonna be fucking Hitler, motherfucker. I'll get to the con however the fuck I want, whenever the fuck I want to. And I was like, that's not how it works. We all ride together and split the gas money, and you're fucking it up. You're not special, and you're just like one of us. And I'm not asking you to do anything I don't do myself. And you were like, fuck you, motherfucker. I'll fucking quit. And you quit Hack Movies that day.
I quit Hack Movies. I fucking went home. I was when I was dating Nikki. I went home to Nikki and told her about everything. And I took a fucking white T-shirt and I spread it out over like some kind of a fucking cardboard box. And I wrote Kevin Strange ain't shit on it, real fucking big. And I think I wore it next time I saw you. I think I walked into work wearing it, and then I put on a Papa John shirt over it. I was just like, fuck Kevin Strange. Fuck Kevin Strange ain't shit. I was like fucking kill Wolfram in a plane crash. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you.
We hadn't made Cockhammer yet. We were gearing up for Cockhammer.
I came back.
The whole thing up. If you had, and I was like, I'll fucking recast him. I don't give a fuck. I'll make Wolfram whoever the fuck I want to. Who gives a shit? And then like, I don't know how long we were not speaking, but it wasn't very long. And I called you and was like, bro, I gotta have you play this part. Nobody else is Wolfram. You gotta do it. You're like, okay.
Yeah. I think maybe we didn't talk for a month.
It might have been a month. I know you didn't end up going to that convention.
No, did I not go to that one? No, you're right. I didn't go to that one. I stayed home with Mickey and the cats.
And wore your Kevin Strange
Kevin Strange ain't shit shirt. And fucking last I heard, you were getting those made, and I was supposed to get one for free. So
I didn't make them yet, but yes, there will be Kevin Strange ain't shit t-shirts officially made. That is the first one. So that's about all I just wanted
they all look so magnificent.
There's feedback.
I just wanted to get everybody on here, hang out, talk again, have a good time. I think we accomplished that. We watched the trailers, we watched some scenes together. They were a lot of fun. Are there any scenes that you guys can think of that you would want to end the show with? Oh, I know exactly what I want to end the show with. Here, let me.
Remember that time we got guns pulled on us by the police shooting a movie?
Yeah, that was nuts. Behind the tattoo shop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Poor DWB got thrown in the fucking police car. It was a whole fucking thing. I was standing there like an asshole. Like, are you guys gonna let me finish filming my movie? Like, I wasn't even like I was just so mad and so in the zone filming that I didn't even consider that this police could fucking shoot me dead because they thought we were like dealing drugs, armed drug dealers in the back of this fucking.
Yeah, because someone had called it in that there were a bunch of people flailing like fake weapons. Yep.
Yeah, it was intense.
That was a wild night.
That was intense.
Well, Kevin, also very true to the first teaser that you showed, the first teaser ever. Hack Movies did get me laid, if you remember correctly.
Oh, I do. Absolutely. That was a strange.
Thanks to Hack Movies, I lost my V card. So thank you very much.
Strange and interesting adventure.
Yeah, that was Horror Hound, right?
That was, yeah. It was a good time. It was a good show.
Yeah, it was. It was a very good time.
Roberto, you got any last words? Johnny?
It's fine.
It's fine. Of course, it's fine. I'm gonna play us out with the late great Nick Head. We miss him. There'll never be another like him for the rest of forever. And Hack Movies will never be the same.
The following is a public service announcement. Oh, I didn't see it. You know what? HackMovies.com. I may have a crippling opium addiction. What I do have, Stream Reaper the movie. Get yours today. Hey, fucking kid. Thanks, Hack Movies.
Oh man,
that's it.
Movies.com.
Two, 3, 4.
This is your mom.
I love you guys.
Love you, man.
Love you all.
Anything like it. Never been anything else in my life like Hack Movies. You guys created a once in a lifetime experience for me, and I'll never forget you guys. And we need to do this again soon.
Let's do it soon.
Yep, it's great.
We out.
Peace.